Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast. Special episode this week. We have the E3 Xbox reaction show. I'm your host, Dave Rotino. This is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man?
I'm bugging out.
You would.
I feel great,
boy.
We just got off the tail end of the Xbox Microsoft E3 2017 conference, and spoilers, it was good.
It was alright. It was
good.
It wasn't bad. It was okay. It was pretty good. I'll give you pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So,
but before we get into that, we had a conference yesterday, Saturday.
We did.
E3 kicked off with EA's conference, right? So maybe we should talk about that first because that happened first.
We should. So without further ado,
let's just jump into it.
Let's get into the EA conference.
Okay. So first and foremost, how did you like it?
Can I give it a letter rating?
Okay. Go ahead. So we're gonna give all the conferences a rated. We're gonna rate them, right? Random word, random letter from the beginning of the word. What do you rate the EA's conference?
I'm giving it a B for basic.
Woo!
It's a basic conference.
I like that one. I like that one.
Basic conference.
It was.
What about you?
I give it a rated O. For ordinary.
Oh, for ordinary, yeah. I think we're muy simpatico. I think we knew about a lot of the stuff going in. Not a lot of surprises. I think the standout of the show, and we can get into this.
Well, before we get into the standout, it started off awkward, right? And it started off with like a drum line of guys. First of all, they're wearing Patriots jerseys, and we're in New York.
Brady jerseys specifically.
Yes, yeah. And look, I like Tom Brady. I love Tom Brady. Yankee fan, so I love Tom Brady.
I do not like Tom Brady.
Listen, I know, and I feel. I want to see Tom Brady throw 10 touchdowns and lose the game by a field goal.
Fair.
So that's how every game goes in my mind, right? Because I love Tom Brady. I think he's great.
Oh,
right, I picked Tom Brady over Peyton Manning over time. I just hate the Patriots.
He's a solid quarterback. I just do not like him.
I just hate the Patriots. So because we're New Yorkers. We don't like the Boston people, right? We don't like those Boston teams. So they started out with that, and that was cringeworthy for me. I was like,
I mean, it was all right. I mean, Madden's one of their biggest titles.
Ordinary or drum line. They don't even. It wasn't like a marching band. It just looked like ordinary people just like hitting the drums.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't great. They I guess they kicked it off with Madden 18 and their long shot mode, which is their like career mode, I guess, right?
No, it was cool because you have like you with your father and from a young age and it follows you.
Up into the pros, right?
Up into the pros, and because remember we haven't had any college sports games lately, right? A couple of years because of that whole thing of players, their likenesses being used in the college games, and they don't get paid. They're not compensated for it. They had college teams on there, right? He was a part of the Longhorns. He picked the Longhorns, and he was playing. He was a part of the Longhorns. So I don't think they'll have other players that that play for the Texas Longhorns. But they did reference college, actual college teams. So I don't, obviously the NCAA is getting a piece of that Madden money.
Well, they have to. Well, I mean, they also have the license for NCAA football. I don't know if they've made an NCAA football game in a while, but
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I will say that career mode looks. They pretty much expanded on that career mode from the NBA 2K. Like NBA 2K has like a career mode, and they sort of have now. The Madden games have like a career mode, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it it looks like it's going to all of their sports games. It looks like this is kind of like the new feature across the board because we saw it a little later on with NBA Live. We saw it with FIFA 18, had the same thing too. you take a kid up
Well,
into the pros.
well, FIFA. Well, the funny thing is, I don't play any of the FIFA games. You're more
Mhm.
of the FIFA player. I think you play mostly multiplayer with your brother, right? The
I
FIFA
do.
games.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I do. Pretty
Okay,
much all I do
so
with it.
basically, last year I think had sort of like a career mode with the
Yep,
FIFA 17,
it did.
and this is the continuation of that career mode
Right.
on FIFA 18. So if you want to see how that guy starts his career, you got to go play last year's
Pick up
or play
17, run through that. Yeah.
yeah, and then you can play this year's, and it's a continuation.
Hmm.
It's pretty much a continuation of that.
Yeah.
Um, and look, all of that looks cool. All that looks great. Looks awesome. That's just not catering to me because I don't play the Madden games, and I definitely don't play the FIFA games.
Well, okay, sure. So you play basketball, right? You're more of a
I
2K
do.
guy.
I'm more of a 2K guy. I've bought pretty much all the 2K basketball games since
Hmm.
they started.
So
Uh,
if they had this
they
same
do have a
mode,
career
they do.
mode. They do for the 2K games. They do have a career mode.
Do they have it as fleshed out as what EA is trying to do like this year?
Yes, and I will
Okay.
say the reason why I haven't finished it is because it's maybe a little bit too fleshed out. The cutscenes are a little generic.
Hmm.
You know, like you're talking to your agent and stuff. Like
Right.
it's a little generic. It like what you do in game doesn't affect the cutscene at all, right?
Mhm.
So you know that part is like super generic, but
Right.
the actual work that you have to do as far as practice and do running drills,
Hmm.
I don't really have time to do a real life scenario as a player. Doing
Right. You got to
practice
go to the gym. You got to do
every
those
day.
push-ups. You got to do wind sprints. It's too much.
It's like, you know, this day you got to do practice, and then the
Hmm.
next day you got to do actual certain drills because
Hmm.
you know in the game you were bad at shooting, so then you got to do shooting drills.
Hmm.
I don't have that type of time, right?
Sure.
I just honestly just want to go through. I don't do the career mode where I pick a player. I just do like sort of like the regular mode where I pick a team and I play their schedule that they play throughout the
Right.
year. They go to the playoffs.
Right.
So the career mode is cool for people who this is pretty much, you know, their Christmas game and this is all they got to play.
Right. Right.
Really?
You know, but it pads out the game a bit, gives you a whole new mode. You know,
Or
my
if you
thing
really-
is,
Or
My-
you really like sports games, right? Because a lot of people, I have a lot of friends who only like buy Madden, right, or only buy like 2K, right? So this
I
is
think
their
that's super
only.
common. Yeah.
So and 2K is always on the top of the list of best-selling games of the year,
Mhm.
right? All the sports games. FIFA is one of the best-selling games of the year. Madden, 2K, whatever, NBA, 2K 18, 17, 16.
Hmm.
And this year Shaq is like the special edition for 2K 18. So
Right.
they're always the best-selling games.
Right. So my take on all of this, it's innovative for sure. Possibly one of the most innovative things because it's not directly. I mean, it is related to the gridiron, but it's not directly affecting the gridiron. It's just kind of like here's another way to play.
Mhm.
I would rather them focus their talents on like improving the gameplay on the field, right? Because
Really?
Madden's still got a lot of problems, you know.
Yeah.
Like especially like even just like the animations when you're like running the plays out, the animations after the plays, the way they kind of like huddle up and make it to the line, like.
Well, first of all, EA needs to pretty much revamp their whole live series, right? Because all their basketball games. I mean, I was huge in buying all their NBA live games in the '90s, right? And then 2K came out, and the mechanics was just so much better.
Sure.
And all our friends, you know, when we worked at Circuit City, they were all playing basketball multiplayer on the 2K games,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just blew up. Where 2K became like the NBA. I only played NBA games, so I can talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
That became the go-to NBA game,
It
like
was
that you play.
okay. It was the same with football. Playing the 2K football games was they were better than Madden. I remember like playing them on the Dreamcast and whatnot, and they were fantastic. You know, they had all these little touches that just it was noticeably different than Madden, and I thought it was a more realistic experience. But then, you know, Madden got the license, and there you go. Can't make any more 2K.
So we knew EA was going to have all the sports games, right?
Mhm.
And they usually always put that at the top because the sports games and all the Dance Dance Revolution games
Not their franchise, but yeah.
Well, all those games,
Right.
You put at the top of your conference, right?
Mhm.
Ubisoft, they always showcase their Dance Dance games first to get that out the way because no one cares. There's that, I mean, there's a section of the gaming world that cares.
I
but
mean, it sells well, but it's not going to make waves.
Yeah, pretty much. So they did that. EA did really play up to the esports thing. They really had a bunch of an esports presence.
They did.
They did a bunch of montage shots of esportsers, playing games, which I knew they were going to do.
Right.
However, they did showcase a new game, Need for Speed Payback.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was awesome. It should have been called Need for Speed / The Fast and the Furious.
It was. It's funny. Somebody ended up putting a YouTube clip together of Need for Speed Payback and the scene from Fast and the Furious. That's essentially where they got it from.
The same thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's very close. You see, Paul Walker jumps on the front of the hood of the car, and he ends up taking a car out the back of the back of the trailer. It's eerily familiar.
So Payback, pretty much. I mean, okay. So I actually watched YouTuber Pro Jarrett.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool YouTuber. He pretty much said that he thought that the trailer was kind of fake.
Some of that stuff was definitely cutscenes.
Okay, but I saw IGN play that demo live right after E3's conference, right after EA's conference.
Right.
And pretty much he wasn't as smooth as obviously that person who, played that demo for EA.
Sure.
But it was the same thing.
It was in-game footage, yeah.
It was in-game footage. Mm-hmm. It was the same thing. You're driving, you have a female companion, you have these enforcers that come out, and EA said that they listened to, pretty much the audience, that they wanted, more of a challenge. They wanted harder AI.
Mm-hmm.
And these enforcers have sort of a life bar, and you got to keep crashing them until they, the life bar goes down and they crash completely. And when they crash, there's a cutscene to where, you see them turning over or whatever, and you can push them into a pole. The things in the environment actually matter. You can push them into a street lamp or something, a street pole or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. And then you got to catch up to the truck. And then, the female companion jumps out the truck onto, she jumps out the car into the truck. She gets in and she drives out in a Lamborghini. She goes the opposite way. And then you cut from his perspective, chasing the truck, to her perspective in the Lamborghini. And she's, the whole purpose is to get away. And then the cops stop you, right? You have this whole barrage of cops. And then pretty much the cutscene ends. So that looks pretty cool. I really like that. That seemed like a pretty cool game. Okay, they've learned from the last Need for Speed game that came out. I think it was a launch title, right, on new gen, PS4.
Yeah.
That was actually super buggy too, because I bought it digitally and they had to refund my money, and I actually got the physical disc and it was still super buggy. So
yeah, I mean, I think you can kind of consider this a kind of a rebirth of the franchise, right? They're going to kind of start over and Payback will be the first in a new series or whatever. Yeah,
but remember they was it was every year, and then they stopped that because this came out in 2014, and now it's coming out. I think it's coming out later this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
So just like with Assassin's Creed, they learned from that every year we need a Need for Speed game, right? So I thought it was pretty cool. So all right, but we got some new IP though from EA. They pretty much had their indie showcase.
This was the surprise of the show, right?
It was actually, I thought it was sort of for me the highlight of the show, because we already know what Battlefield's about, right?
Yeah. Same. I was all about this too.
So this was the surprise of the show. They sort of had a game called A Way Out. So it was a couch co-op game. Where you're two guys in prison and you're trying to escape prison for different reasons. They were going to get into the story arc.
Yeah.
So
and this is from the same guys. It's from Hazelight. It's the same guys who made Brothers which has the
Yes,
same.
I never
kind of
played
mechanic
Brothers,
to it.
but you did. But you did. You played Brothers.
Really good. Yeah, it's Brothers is essentially where you can play it solo, and the left stick and the left side of the controller controls one guy, and the right side controls the other. Or you can play it co-op, where you each control one of the brothers, and then you have to solve puzzles in like this 3D world, and super cool, really great indie game. And then like A Way Out kind of has that same mechanic, so they're kind of like building on that.
Okay. Well, it's just one. This is automatically it has to be a split screen, so it's a couch co-op game no matter what. Even if you're not, even if me and you aren't playing in the same, playing in your living room. If I'm playing at home and you're playing at home, you still have that split screen, so you'll see what I'm doing and see what you're doing. I can see what you're doing.
Yeah. No, they didn't. They didn't. Sorry to cut you off, but they didn't make it. They didn't make it apparently clear that the game could be played online. Because the guy was like, "Oh, it's local multiplayer or local co-op only," and I'm like, "Oh, like, is there a component? Is there a
no later on we confirmed that I think I was watching IGN, and later on in the post show they pretty much confirmed that you can play it online, but when you play it online, it's still automatically split screen.
Right.
So if me and you were playing, I would still have a split screen of. Like if you were sitting next to me, I could see what you're doing.
Right.
The cool thing is, you can choose to solve certain tasks together. Each person has that individual way of doing it. Sort of like when you're trying to like get a guard to move, one guy can go and pay the guard off. But if you do it with the other guy, he's like beating the crap out of him, right?
Yeah.
So we already know who I'm playing and who you're playing. Because I'm not stealth. I'm not going to pay the guy off. I'm going to fight the guy. I want a fighting mechanic.
Oh, my God. There's going to be nobody left in the game, There's going to be nobody left in the game. You're going to kill all the guards. You're going to kill all the other prisoners.
So we can escape. And I guess we have to work in tandem on some. They'll have pretty much missions where we have to work in tandem because there's like one thing where we have to go lock arm in arm. And
you would climb up the
wall. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
And it even goes outside the prison, too. Like, it's not just prison escape. It's prison escape, and then you're on the run, and you kind of have to continue, evading the law and whatever else. So, like...
Yeah, we have to rob it. We have to rob a couple of stores.
You got to get money somehow,
We have to get money somehow.
You're on the lam.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was the surprise game of the show for me. I thought it was cool. Then they had a sort of an awkward moment where they had a YouTuber who totally bombed.
Yeah,
definitely. It was super cringeworthy because I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, it was definitely the low point of the show. You could tell he was reading off the prompter. He was very canned. It was just ugh.
Well, you can tell he's never done that before. It's that would go down to me.
He's a YouTuber. He should be good at this.
No. Let me jump in and give him a little bit of defense. One, he's a YouTuber. He's used to making videos where he cuts. Okay, this is live in front of all these people and all these millions of people watching at home.
Sure.
He froze.
Well, he did. Yeah, he did most definitely.
He froze, and he will now. You know what? Maybe this will make him even more famous because he will now be infamous in E3 lore.
Right.
When we go to E3 awkward moments, he will be the awkward moment of E3 2017.
Oh, I bet you Ubisoft is going to top that.
Well, we'll see. That'll be the show tomorrow.
I would put money on it.
So, but Ishitala is not hosting this year. So we'll see.
I know, surprisingly. She must have another.
Well, you know what? She should take a break. She did it like 3 years in a row, right? So she should take a break.
She did, yeah. Switch it up with somebody new.
Yeah, they'll have somebody that's horrible, and they will miss her and want her back.
Maybe we'll get Mark Wahlberg. Who knows?
So he definitely had a cringeworthy moment. But we actually got another new IP. We got a sneak peek of a new IP called Anthem, which we already coined at the time Titanfall 2.0.
Yeah, we both had the same impression. Is that not a Titan? Is that guy not getting into Titan?
But it's coming out spring 2018, from what I gather. And they said more actual gameplay footage will be shown at the Xbox conference, which we will get into later in the show. So, but I will say, to my surprise, they didn't really have a lot. Half of the show was dedicated to Star Wars Battlefront 2. They did mention Battlefield. They did mention Battlefield 1.
Well, they had a whole like which I thought was also a nice highlight. They had like a little clip reel of all the famous YouTubers who stream Battlefield 1 and like what the game means to them and whatnot. And
well, they got some new mission packs and new DLC and multiplayer maps and stuff. But
yeah,
we're not getting a new Battlefield. It's not going to be Battlefield 5 or / Battlefield 2, even though there's already a Battlefield 2. But
yeah, no. This is
Battlefield 1, 2.
Yeah. Battlefield 1 definitely not dead. 8 new maps are coming out. They're focusing, I guess the new campaign or the new update is called in the Name of the Tsar, which is kind of neat, and it's going to feature the Women's Battalion of Death, which is apparently a thing which I didn't know about during World War I. So it should be kind of neat, kind of unique. I don't know if this is a free update. It's probably paid DLC, but it looks kind of cool, from all kind of the footage and the trailer that we saw.
But then they dedicated the rest of the show, 30 minutes of gameplay, multiplayer gameplay of Battlefront 2. Always mix up
Star Wars Battlefront, yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront.
And this looked awesome.
It looked awesome. I mean, I was like, am I watching like episode 1? This is the way episode 1 should have been.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. I liked it. You actually get the story mode, and we already talked about this. You get to see it from one of the soldiers, from the perspective of the Empire's their life, right? They think the Empire is right, and what if you're on the Empire side and you're losing, right? And you think you're right. You think your side is good.
And it's you're also playing as a female lead, which is nice.
She's gorgeous. I'm just putting it out there.
She is. Yeah. Well, I mean, like she came out and did a really good job of like, here's all the new stuff for Battlefield 2. And
well, I hate to cut you off. I only say that because I had the biggest crush on her when she was in True Blood. I always had a little crush. I will say.
So, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I had a little crush on her. She was my thing. I was like, what? I'm in love with this woman. She's my new crush. When I saw her on True Blood, she was in True Blood.
So a couple of notes on. The story. It looks like it takes place between episodes 6 and 7. So it'll kind of like bridge the gap there.
Well, it's after. No. I thought it was. It was after.
After 6.
The Death Star. It was after the Death Star went down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it happened. It happened in 4. It happened in 6.
But it would happen over the 30 years, right? Because it's like it starts when the ship with the Battlestar goes down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The Death Star. Sorry.
Yeah. Death Star.
Yeah. Yeah, because they have the shot of it blown up. I don't think we see any Ewoks though.
Well, there's yet to be seen. We don't know if it's canon just yet. I don't think there's any official word whether this is gonna fit into the new Disney Star Wars universe. Hopefully, like we said, you play as a new female lead. I forget the character's name offhand. As far as the multiplayer goes, they're bringing a class system back. So there's like 4 available class systems. There's like the assault guy, the heavy guy, the specialist, I think, and somebody else, and they all kind of have like I guess the assault guy's all around. The heavy guy uses the heavy weapons. I think the specialist is kind of like a sniper guy. So, and I think like a medic or something, or like a support maybe was the 4th role. So like that's kind of neat. So like each like character kind of has their own play style, or each class has their own play style. There's more heroes coming back now, since this doesn't just span the original trilogy. It spans the first 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I guess the new 7, 8, and 9. So you can play as Finn, for free. He's in there. You can play as Rey. You can play as characters like Obi-Wan from like Episode 1, and Darth Maul is in there, which is kind of neat. And there's a bunch of tweaks to how the gameplay goes. Like you get I guess like tokens or points as you end up playing, and you can use those to unlock vehicles or like special abilities or heroes. Where you would normally have to like, run over on the map, pick up the token, and then, now I have a Death Star, or now I have, Darth Vader or whatever. You can now kind of unlock those like as you play through and you rack up kills. You go, now I can get these abilities and do that. So, and I think like a big point to this is where they said that they listened to the fans and the fan feedback, and this is kind of what came out of that. So it's good on them for listening to the fans. I think it's going to do well. It looks beautiful.
All right, so that was the E3 conference. I gave it a rated O for ordinary, and you gave it a rated B.
Rated B for basic.
Basic, not the best grades in the world, but they didn't fail. All right.
No, it was a perfectly competent conference, besides some of the video hiccups, but yeah,
and the YouTuber awkward moment,
and the YouTuber awkward moment. Yeah, I mean it's solid, but nothing surprising.
All right, so let's break this up. Let's just not get into the Xbox conference just yet. Let's break this up because I know there's a game that you were playing that you were really dying to talk about.
Oh my god, my favorite racing franchise.
Let's get into the review roundup of Wipeout, the HD collection that came out.
The
on
Omega
PS4.
Collection.
The Omega Collection.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know this is your game. Sorry, the Omega Collection. You played it all week, right when it first came out. I played it. It's been sitting down. It's been a coaster, really. But you really want to talk about it, so I broke it open last night, and this morning I played a bit of it. So so I do have something to talk about. Not a lot of reviews out for this because it did come out like during the week E3. Of people prepping for E3. And it is an HD collection. Not a lot of HD collections, pretty much get
the full review.
The full review, yeah. So just on Metacritic, it only came out on PS4. So
it is actually a Sony in-house game now.
Yes. So Metacritic is 85. GameSpot gave it a 90. Games Radar gave it a 90. And Destructoid gave it an 85.
Yeah.
Just not a lot of reviews out there, but you love this game, so
it's
let you take it away. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, it's straight across the board positive, which is awesome because some of the Wipeout games not so great. I'm looking at you, Wipeout Fusion. Is probably the worst in the series. And out of these, well, I mean, like it's funny, right? Because there's three of them. There's Wipeout HD. There's Wipeout 2048, which is a Vita game, and there's Wipeout Fury, right? So Wipeout.
Where did the Fury one come out on?
Fury was on PS3, I think, as a download only through their PlayStation Store. Gotcha. Wipeout HD is already a remake of Wipeout Pulse, which was on PSP.
Yes.
So it just keeps getting we'll make it again in HD graphics. We'll make it again in 4K. It's like, Christ.
Well, that's what this generation is known for. It's all HD remakes.
I know. So the package as a whole was beautiful. It's a little light on extras. Sadly enough, it doesn't really have a lot more to it other than just like the three games together. But what they do have looks good. It's in 4K, 60 frames a second. It plays beautifully. It takes advantage of the PS4 Pro, which is great. The soundtrack is fantastic. Soundtrack is, I think, a mix of a bunch of songs from previous Wipeouts and possibly some new ones. I'm not 100% sure. But it's all that drum and bass, European club music and whatnot. So, if you're not into that, that's part of the allure is it's firmly trapped in the 1990s. You're playing on these futuristic ships and whatever. It just it screams 90s. But
I gotta say, when I played it, I gotta say I totally forgot how to play Wipeout games because I sucked at first, right? I was just
it is tough.
It is tough as balls. It is tough, man. I was like, I don't remember sucking this bad in Wipeout. Like, I haven't played a Wipeout game in so long. And then all of a sudden, I got sort of like the hang of it because I was treating it like Smash, like not Smash, Mario Kart.
Yeah.
When you're trying to like drift, right? And then when you're trying to drift those corners, you have to, if you're going to drift right, you got to, hit the R2 button. If you're going to drift left, you got to hit the L2 button. So once I got the hang of it, I started getting like the first place in a bunch of races. Yeah. So I played 2048 because I never played the video game. I do have it and play it. That was tough as balls. Yeah. And then I played Fury. The HD Wipeout Fury one, which I pretty much got like first and second in like a whole bunch of races. So it feels like a Wipeout game, like I remember.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Like you said, I liked the soundtrack. All it did was make me want a new Wipeout game.
That's the sentiment across the board. I was like, oh man, where's like the VR support? Where's the Wipeout 5? Like, come on.
I'll let you change the Sony predictions. Do you think they're gonna have a Wipeout VR? That's why they came out with the Wipeout collection before E3.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because we would have probably heard some rumors about it. Something may have been leaked. I don't think so. The HD collection is, I guess it's easier to do because the games are already made. So you just kind of slap a fresh coat of paint and then kick it out the door. I hope, but I really don't think.
No, I think maybe, it won't be there one more moment because Wipeout's not that big of a franchise, but I think if not this year, next year, I do think there's a new Wipeout in development.
I agree. Yes. I agree. Yeah.
So, will it come out this year? I don't know. Or will it come out next year? I don't know. But I think there is something in the works. Maybe, maybe they just started. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, all right. You know what? Without any further ado, let's get into the Xbox Microsoft E3 conference. The Scorpio is here. And
the Xbox.
Whoa. Before the conference, there was real talk that everyone thought that the Scorpio was going to be the real name. Xbox trademark the Xbox logo with like the S, right? And everyone was like speculating it's really going to be called the Scorpio.
Oh my god! And it's a code name.
And you said this was a new console. This is a new generation. That's what you said.
That's right.
But it's not. You know why? It's just the iteration of the Xbox One. It is the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
X is going to give it to you, baby.
I am still. That's funny. I am still considering. I am still considering it a new generation.
Well, because it's the same. It's just an iteration on the same console. And it would not go down in history as a new generation of consoles.
Well, you're right.
It will undoubtedly be compared to the Pro.
Well, it has to. Yeah, I mean they're kind of like hand in hand.
And I will give it hands down because it has to. I will give that up. And it is the most powerful console that we have.
Yep. I mean it's very interesting because all of the games, like their whole entire thing was like these games will work across the whole suite of Xbox products, right? The One, the One S, and the X. So I guess I'm admitting that I'm kind of wrong because it's not backwards compatibility. It's just compatible with the other versions of the Xbox One. Well, so I'm kind of wrong.
Well, first of all, and you were wrong because it looks just like the Xbox One S, except for it's black.
Yeah. I mean, it does have a very similar look. Don't fix what's not broken. That's what they say.
Remember, when the Xbox One S came out, I said it's smaller, but why is it white, right? And it was just like we speculated it was white because just like the original Xbox 360 was white. And all along they knew the Xbox One X. They knew it was going to be black, and it's smaller. It's the smallest Xbox we've ever had.
Surprisingly, yeah. Which means power brick on the outside again.
Probably. I would
Yeah.
I would say more than likely it would be a power brick on the outside on this because it's too small not to have a power brick on the outside. This is jam packed. I mean, it has like quadruple 1,000 teraflops.
Well, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and run this down because I'm all giddy about this, and
Yeah,
it would be insulting if I didn't run down some of the specs here, right? So
Go ahead.
they've confirmed it's 6 teraflops. Now, for all you math heads out there, that's 2 more teraflops
Whatever.
than
Just go,
the PlayStation Pro. I'm just
just
saying.
go,
I'm just saying.
Whatever. Just talk about the numbers.
It has a huge amount of compute power, right? It's got 12 gigs of GDDR5 RAM, right, which is their graphical RAM. It does do 4K Blu-ray, which is fantastic. It does have Dolby Atmos support, which is the next generation of surround sound, which we don't need to really get into the specifics of that, but it is fantastic if you have a system that's capable of it. It does support all current accessories. So there's nothing that's specific to the One X.
As of right now, you can use any game or any accessory that you use on the Xbox One or the Xbox One S will work. Well, technically, this is the 4th SKU because everything you use on Xbox One Elite, Xbox One S, and now the Xbox One X, say that 10 times fast, will all work.
Yep. And I think the neatest thing about it is that it will make all games better.
Even if you don't have a 4K TV, if you have a 1080i HD TV like I do, it has something called super sampling that will sort of even make regular games even look even better on your 1080i HD TV.
Right. So basically what this does, and this was in the PC version of Shadows of Mordor, which we'll get into the new version, Shadows of War, a little bit later. Shadows of Mordor had the super sampling where it could take the 8K textures and basically size them down to the 4K resolution. So you get all those like great details, even if you don't have like an 8K monitor, which nobody had at the time. So it's not the same, but it is noticeable. You will notice some enhanced visuals, which is awesome. Beyond that, there's faster loading times too because of the better processor. So that's kind of nice. And the price tag, $500. $499. $499. I just want to say thank you. I was right. It was within.
Hashtag Dave got one right.
Hashtag Dave was right.
Dave got one right. Yes.
Everyone was speculating. Even you were speculating in the high 600-700s. Some people were saying as high as $1,000. I'm like,
they are
crazy.
definitely taking a hit per console.
They always do. Though.
They're taking a hit per console.
They always do.
There was a little controversy before Xbox show. Jeff Keighley sort of tweeted out tweeted out the price.
Retweeted, yeah. We retweeted that.
The price of the Xbox, well, the new Scorpio would be $49.99 or $499.
Yeah, $49.99. I'll buy 10.
We're all buying it. Yeah, I'm in.
I'll buy 10.
So, I'll buy 10. So yeah. So there was actually a petition to get Jeff Keighley to apologize.
Why? Because he leaked it early.
Because he leaked it early. Yes.
Did he get insider knowledge? If he got insider knowledge from Microsoft themselves, and I think he was supposed to keep it secret, like that's kind of bad. But
I don't know, but I know there was like this, everyone a couple of hours before E3 started. Well, Xbox E3 conference started. There was like this big thing about Jeff Keighley. He leaked to $49.99. So, who cares? Just like he's an insider. It happens. Things get leaked. Yeah. So what? $499.99 isn't a drop the mic moment, right? It's if it was $299.99, that would have been a drop the mic moment, right?
$499 is definitely a fair price.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's not fair. It is a premium,
but it's not. It's a
higher SKU. Yes.
Well, I guess it is a little bit. People thought it was going to be higher.
So people thought it would be higher, but all the consensus was about 5 to 6, right? I think everyone sort of was like it has to be between 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So and listen, Phil Spencer kept saying it's a premium product, a premium product. So that's why we kept the high, we kept the price high, because he always said it was a premium product.
So. Well, it certainly showed at this one, at this convention. They came out fist to swinging. I mean, they said 42 games will be out, I believe, this year for the Xbox platform. 22 console exclusives, according to Microsoft.
Well, we played this game with Microsoft in the past, in the last two conferences. We don't know if they're console exclusive or
like
timed exclusive. And we'll get into the games.
Yeah.
Let's just get into the games. So next, with all new hardware, they want to show how pretty it can look, and what better way than show a racing game. So this year it's Forza Motorsport 7.
It looks beautiful.
It's true. It looked gorgeous. It's true 4K, 60 FPS. When they first showed that desert, I thought it was Assassin's Creed.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
It turned out to be Forza Motorsport 7.
I have to say one thing. That video footage did not look 60 frames a second. When he was swerving around the road, I was like, I don't know. Maybe it was the stream. Maybe it was, I don't know. It did not look 60 frames a second. But I will give them the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I'm just telling you what they said. I didn't say it.
I know.
The little pop up on the side said it.
That's 100% right. 700 cars in the game. That's fantastic.
Now, this was sort of, I thought, the low moment of the show, and they got it out the way early, which I thought was smart. They showed a new Porsche, an exclusive. This is a world exclusive. If you don't like cars, I don't really care. So this is a car show exclusive. They have a new Porsche. They show
the 911 GT2, I think. Wow, I'm surprised I actually remember that. But yeah, I mean, I'm like 100% with you. I'm not really a gearhead. I do like Forza. I bought the last couple. They're good, but yeah, it was a little bit of a snore fest.
Yeah, I was like, especially when they were trying to hype it up. This is the first time ever everybody's going to see this Porsche.
I know.
Well, this is not a car show. This is a game show. I don't really care about the car. It's unveiling. At least it didn't come from the sky like 2 years ago.
Oh God, yeah.
And then we got into some real game. We got into a real game, and I was shocked. They showed a game running in engine, Metro Exodus.
Oh yeah, this is in the Metro universe of Metro 2033 and the other
games that I did not care for.
No, you were very much against them.
I did not care for these games.
Oh.
I played literally maybe an hour of both, and was just like, it's not for me.
Well, what'd you think of the new trailer then? Like that's
before they even said what it was, the trailer was awesome because it was like this post-apocalyptic world. You have the suit on, you have this gun. I've never even seen what this gun looks like, and you're taking ammunition from skeletons, people, just the skeleton remains, and you got these weird looking mutated werewolves coming at you, and you shoot them and you're trying to run away from them. At first I thought it was like BioShock. It's some weird BioShock game or something. And then the awesome part was you get like this, I guess, like slingshot / arrow, because it's like a slingshot but you shoot arrows.
Yeah.
And you had like this huge wolf monster come after you, and you hit it with like an explosive, and then you hit it with an arrow in the face, and then it fell off the ledge, and I was like, oh man, that's cool. And then that's when you do the zip line down to the train, and then it revealed it's Metro Exodus.
Yeah,
I thought it was awesome. I thought that was a great game to start off.
Agreed. And I think it's going to be more mission based and less open worldy.
Really, you think that?
Well, I mean, like that's how like the last ones were. You kind of have to like, here's your mission. There may be some areas that are a little bit open, but I don't think it's going to be like a Zelda or like an Assassin's Creed where like the whole world is at your, just kind of at the ready to run around in.
Yeah.
But, we'll see.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that segues into the next game they showed, which I didn't know what conference this was going to be showing at, but you know what? I should know it was going to be an E3. They showed the new Assassin's Creed game. Now, it was already leaked that the name was going to be Origins.
Yep.
And everybody was like, Assassin's Creed, or Origins. The name Origins, we've had Origin games before, right? Mm-hmm. So it takes back to sort of the beginning of the Brotherhood,
right? Ancient
Egypt setting. I thought this looked amazing.
Oh,
I thought it looked amazing.
Yeah, and you hate stealth games.
I hate stealth games, and I'm going to play this game. Uh-huh. I'm going to buy this game. I'm going to play this game. You sort of have like that Far Cry Primal type of mechanic where you have the eagle, and the eagle is like your eyes in the sky, and you get to map out your way of how you're going to stealth, go through sort of how you're going to do your mission, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like
it marks all the enemies for you.
Yeah,
so you pretty much see them.
They used to have it. I think it was the Y button would give you the eagle eye, and it was like you're like kind of like infrared vision.
Yes.
And now it's the eagle, which is even like cooler, right? You're a falconer, and you can just be like, boom, head up into the sky, get a little like bird's eye view. Like that was super cool. And,
so that looked awesome.
Yeah, and if you happen to notice, like as you went through and did certain objectives and whatever else, you would get experience points, which was kind of cool. And then you get like new abilities every time you level up. I'm sure there's like a skill tree that you can, upgrade. Like, oh, you can shoot more than one arrow, or you have like enhanced stealth ability.
Well, just so you know that this is the same team that made Black Flag.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Black Flag team, and everyone. I think Black Flag was the last Assassin's Creed game that actually got scored a high rating.
It was hands down, I think, the best of the series.
So this is the same team that made that. I just love that. I love that slow down attack mode he had when he jumped and he was like shooting an arrow, and it like slowed down to where he had like literally 10 seconds in the air to shoot this guy stealthily. Like that was awesome.
Yeah. Felt like that Breath of the Wild when you get the bow out.
Yes.
Kind of cool. And also, I think I'm sure you noticed the first black assassin.
Really? Was that was he really? No.
He was definitely dark skinned.
No. The Assassin's Creed game that came out on the Vita, it was a woman, and I think she
Liberation?
was black as well. Liberation. I think she was black as well.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Maybe he's the first black
black male assassin.
Yes, but I think Liberation. No, Liberation she was a black. She was female and she was black. So first like female black protagonist in the game for Assassin's Creed. This game comes out October 27th, so can't wait for that. Thank God they postponed this from last year. All right, so let's get into the actual first exclusive game. Well, what we think is sort of exclusive to Xbox. That Battleground game,
right? PlayerUnknown's Battleground.
Yeah, that everyone on PC is playing.
Yep.
It said launch exclusive. It said launch exclusive, but we don't know. And then later on, it said console exclusive. So we don't know really if this is just coming out like a timed exclusive where it would come out later on. But Player Battleground, I heard like maybe like a month or two ago, really about it. I mean, it's a PC game. I think this is a big get for Xbox if they have this sort of like as a console exclusive, even if it's a timed exclusive, because I don't think this is something that can be. I think the momentum would sort of die down, like if it came to PS4, like in 2008, the fall of 2018, right?
Right.
So I think this is a big get for them because everyone's talking about Player Battleground. Not something that I'm into.
It's huge online. I've seen a ton of people streaming this game.
Yeah, it's not something that I'm into, but it's definitely something that I know that a lot of people are like really like really care about. So
same.
I'm surprised you didn't. I'm surprised you're not really into that. You're a PC gamer.
I should probably give it a shot for sure. It's not really a PC centric game. It's one of those kind of. I think it's like one of those survival games, kind of like Rust and whatnot. That's like kind of what it looks like.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not too keen on the details of it. But I'll probably have to give it a spin just to see.
Just to see what it's about. They showed a bunch of other games. We got Deep Rock Galactic. I don't know much about that game. I actually never heard of that game. I know it's out on Steam, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think about
that? It looked kind of cool for sure. It didn't really stand out for me, I guess. There were other games.
Well, just so everyone knows, they had a montage of a bunch of games, and we're gonna try to fly through them. I don't want to, we can't talk about all the games, because they did have like a long montage of certain games they wanted to highlight, and then sort of at the end, the indie game spotlight, they had a montage of a bunch of games, which just we would have to go through them one by one to see, what's a game that we were liking, not because I didn't really, I sort of lost track when you had that quick montage of all the indie games that are coming, because of the Xbox, like sort of like that same Summer of Arcade Xbox ID.
Mm-hmm.
So, exclusive to Xbox, State of Decay 2 looked amazing. Crazy zombies. I was a big State of Decay 1 fan. I know, I was big on Xbox 360, and the port came to Xbox One when it launched. I bought it. I was a big fan of that. I mean, I'm a little zombied out, but I was waiting for this game. This game looked awesome. It's something like, it's not really a single player. Like you can play it by yourself, but this is something where you got to gather sort of like a crew, and you got to, you're gonna have to like manage inventory, and it's like a zombie MMO, right?
I'll take it.
So like you got to find a place to live, you got to put up defenses, and you got to go outside and get food, you get supplies, and bring it back. It looked awesome. I know we haven't seen much of this in a long time, so it's about time that we heard, we actually heard about this game. So I'm actually looking forward to that game.
Yeah. Same. Zombies. I'm not burnt out on zombies yet.
I'm a little burnt out on zombies. I gotta say,
yeah.
I'm a little bit. Next, again, we know how Microsoft is multiplayer focused. They had the Darwin Project. That looked pretty cool.
It felt a little.
I take that back. I take my pretty cool back. I take it back.
Whoa.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I put it that way. As soon as I saw the game, I was like, this is a multiplayer game. Not my thing.
It felt a little like Overwatch. Not in the visuals by any means. It kind of had a unique, I guess, like flat polygon look to it. But like the gameplay felt a little like Overwatch. I could be wrong. They didn't really they kind of just had a trailer which had gameplay footage in it.
They actually had an announcer live.
They did, yeah.
So I think this is one of their esports initiatives. Maybe you never know.
Yeah, it felt like it. It felt
real esportsy, right? I mean, that's not a word, but it felt esportsy.
We're making it a word though.
Yeah, well, you know what? Rated G, we make our words, babe.
That's right.
So, and then they got Minecraft. So we were all wondering what they're going to do with Minecraft. They're not going to be in Minecraft 2, if not for a while, because the community's still alive and still breathing, making money. Still one of the top 20 selling games, right?
I think it's in the top 10 still, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, it dropped from top 10, but it's still top 20. Yeah,
okay.
It dropped from top 10.
It's probably one of the best. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, Minecraft was huge, and Microsoft's like, yeah, we want that. You're going to go ahead and buy that. Like, Notch.
$1 billion.
Here's more than $1 billion, I think, yeah.
Mojang.
Sure, he is sitting pretty.
So it is cross-play between all platforms. Obviously, they're not going to promote PS4 or the PlayStation Network, but I'm assuming, because they said it's cross-play between consoles, all your mobile devices, and PC.
Yep.
So you can play with all your friends as they have this sort of initiative of Minecraft United.
Yeah. So you like if you're on a tablet, if you're on like an iPad and somebody else is on a Switch,
NVR.
Somebody else is on
NVR.
Right. If somebody has a
mobile VR,
a
PC, and
thing.
consoles.
Right. It's great. You can just log in and play.
So yeah. So they have so it's like the Minecraft Initiative United. It's pretty cool.
And they have new
upgrades to 4K support.
That's right, 4K texture pack coming, which is great.
So, now this was a tricky one because Phil Spencer said he was in Japan, and everyone was like, "Ooh, Xbox hasn't really done good in Japan." Well, they actually haven't done good overseas. Period. Just in Japan or Europe, right? Yeah. PlayStation sort of has like a stronghold on that. We got a first look at Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Really, Fighter Z? I thought it was Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Because Dragon Ball Z. No, it's Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Z Fighters. Okay.
So, you thought it was exclusive.
Well, that's what they said. I mean, it said exclusive.
I know, but first of all,
that's what they said.
First of all, let's clarify something. Before every trailer, there was a Xbox montage that said this is exclusive.
Well, yeah. I mean, they said 22 exclusive games, and they ran through all 22. I just assumed.
Well, I didn't count how many games came. I didn't count how many games they were, but I just no way on earth I can see Dragon Ball Z, a new Dragon Ball Z game.
I mean, it's not out of the question, but it's probably going to also come to PlayStation.
Is it probably must come to PlayStation and the Switch? It may
also come to the Switch, yeah.
If because remember, we have Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 that's coming to the Switch later this year.
That's right. As a port.
As a port, I just can't, which is the only way I'm going to buy it, because I didn't buy Xenoverse 2 because I wasn't a big fan of Xenoverse 1, so I'll buy it for the Switch because it gives me something to play. Mm-hmm. I will buy Dragon Ball Z Fighters for the Switch as well.
It look cool.
I just can't see it not coming out for all platforms. Mm-hmm. So it did have a new 3v3 fight mode, which looked awesome.
Mm-hmm. Graphics were great. I mean, the visuals were on point.
Graphics, because it was all Xbox X. Mm-hmm. It's weird to say that, but it's all Xbox X, so the graphics are going to look amazing.
Of course.
Which I give Xbox that.
Superior console, baby. It's it's the most powerful console on the market.
Whatever.
It's the most powerful console on the market.
Tomorrow. So I will say one of the added features are characters, because the new Dragon Ball series that's out, I don't really know. I haven't really watched much of it. Mm-hmm. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. Dragon Ball Z, and I think I'm the only person in the world that likes Dragon Ball GT. Oh. Yeah. Because I needed more Dragon Ball, and that was it, right?
That's all we had.
So I didn't get into the new Dragon Ball series, not yet. I did see the movie. I saw both new movies, and I was like, not really what I was thinking it would be. Mm-hmm. I didn't want Frieza to come back and just be gold. I kind of wanted some new, maybe a new bad guy, badass bad guy.
Right. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, but in this Dragon Ball, you will get the new characters from the new series. You get the gold Frieza. I don't know if you get to play as it, but I'm sure there's like a storyline for that. So there's no way in the world I see this as exclusive only on Xbox, even as a timed exclusive. I don't see that at all. Maybe they have a marketing deal with Xbox, but I just don't see it being exclusive just to an Xbox console. The next one they had was like Black Desert, right? That's what it was called. That looked like, I thought it was like sort of like a Dark Souls-y game.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. It was.
When I first saw it, I was like, "Is this a new Dark Souls game?"
No, way too soon. Dark Souls 3 just came out like last year.
Yeah, well, I thought it was like a Dark Souls / Final Fantasy type game.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of details about it. I don't think. All we know really is that it's an MMO. It's an RPG MMO. It's exclusive to the system, they say, and it'll be out early next year, so probably maybe by like March, I would assume. So I mean, we'll like probably know more as the months go on. There'll be more coverage of it, and kind of break down like what it's all about. But it looked pretty. It looked very pretty.
Well, we got another exclusive game, which again, all of this is TBD. We don't know if this is a console exclusive, a timed exclusives. We know the trailers were exclusive.
I'm gonna go and put money down and say this is a console exclusive title.
All right, they got The Last Night, which was like a 3D pixel action adventure game. That looked okay. I thought it was okay. I was like,
really? I was in love with it. It looked like Blade Runner to me. I was like, I am 100% in. I want to know what's going on. And they had like a really unique art style. Yeah, I'm 100% in on this game.
Really, Daniel? Did you like the next game they showed, the Artful Escape?
That was interesting. It's another indie title. It's it's a side scroller game that involves you playing guitar. It's like a 2D. It looked like a 2D platformer game, and you would.
Well, I thought it was a platformer game where you use the guitar sort of like to jump platform.
You would use music to create like the game world or like platforms to get to the different areas.
Yeah.
It looked really trippy. Kind of cool. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
All right. So then Xbox they pretty much showcased another sort of Dark Souls anime type game, Code Vein. Now, this is not exclusive just to Xbox. It has been confirmed that it is also coming to PC.
Well, sure. Well, I mean, console exclusive, I think, is what they were going for.
So,
because like a lot of these are crossplay Windows 10 and Xbox.
Well, no, it is actually. I'm actually looking at PC Gamer right now. It is confirmed that is also coming to PS4.
Oh.
It is also coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC in 2018. So
must be a timed exclusive.
It may be a timed exclusive, but it will come to PS4 as well. So, maybe it was exclusive trailer. I mean, I know we rag about the fanboy stuff, and we could both be fanboys for one or the other, but we both have both consoles, right? And we both respect both companies, and we buy the good games that come out. Well, I buy all the games, even if they're bad.
I know. You were not what's the word? Picky?
No. Well, you know what? I do it for the fans, man, because because I hate when people say, "Oh, this game sucks," and I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, "Well, because it sucks." I'm like, "Did you play it, or a movie? Did you watch it? No, then you can't tell me it sucks. Your opinion doesn't count to me. If you could say the trailer sucked and people thought it sucked, but you can't tell me you think it sucks if you haven't saw it, if you didn't watch it or you didn't play it. So I tried to play every game that comes out so I can give a genuine opinion about the game. And I tell you, I still have not played Prey. So I don't know if it sucks. I just know that a game that really piques my interest. I just accidentally pre-ordered it 6 months ago. so I try to give an honest depiction of my, of what I think about each game. So, and I think I know I could be sort of PlayStation-ish, fanboyish, but I do take my lumps when Sony does something messed up, right? Well, the PS3, I took it for years, but I gotta give Xbox has to be held to the fire for this, and this is not something that's exclusive, no pun intended, to this year. It's been every year where they say exclusive, but we don't know what that means because we don't know if it's a console exclusive, timed exclusive. We don't know anything. They just say exclusive. It could just be a trailer exclusive. Like that Dragon Ball Z, I think that's a trailer exclusive. There's no way on.
Come on, trailer exclusive? No. Yes. It has to be at least a timed exclusive.
I'm looking at PC Gamer right now. They say Code Vein is, aka Anime Dark Souls, has been confirmed for PS4 and PC. So it's not exclusive. It's a timed exclusive. Timed exclusive. I will give them the benefit of the doubt on that. I see nothing in this article that says it's a timed exclusive. It just says it's coming to Xbox, X1, XB1, PS4, and PC in 2018.
All right.
And that's the one thing.
We'll see.
That's the one thing that genuinely annoys me about the Xbox conferences. That it's always like, what does that mean exclusive?
Well, everybody does. Everybody does a little bit of the fudging and the whatnot. Now
they are fudging.
Well, sure. No. And good on you for putting Phil Spencer's feet to the fire.
That is my gamer grief of Xbox's E3 conference.
That is 100% fair.
So, and I gave it to you at the top of the show. This is the best. This is the most powerful console we've ever had released to the public, right? So I give you that.
Yeah.
At the same time, they have to take their lumps, and I gotta take. They use that word exclusive like it was water.
I know.
Everything was exclusive. We don't know what. This is exclusive. This is exclusive. We mean trailer, but we're just gonna say exclusive and leave it at that.
It's very vague. Very vague.
Yeah, very vague with the exclusive. So, a game that is exclusive to Microsoft and Xbox is Sea of Thieves, and we saw some game. We saw some extended gameplay footage. It's coming out early 2018.
This is finally a new game from Rare.
Yes, it looked. I gotta say, I was pretty impressed. I was not about this game at all. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I could care less about Sea of Thieves.
You're
I
like
don't
pirates, and not so much.
Well,
Open
well,
world,
listen-
and not so much.
Listen, man. Well, I actually paid to see that new Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Oh boy.
Boy, was a mistake. I could have waited for that to be an HBO.
Mm-hmm. I could have told you that.
So Pirates, no, not my thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta say, the gameplay, I was about it. Like, I was like, wow, like that's awesome. So like we're searching for treasure, and when one person finds the treasure, the loot box, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other people have to protect him until he gets it into the ship, gets it back to the ship. And I think that's awesome. So it's like, Dave, they're flanking me. I need you to help, right?
I got you.
Yeah.
Whip out my blunderbuss and take him out for you.
And then I could drop the chest. If you ran out of ammo and I got ammo, I could drop the chest. You pick it up, and then I cover you, because the whole premise is to get that chest back to the ship. So, it counts as our loot, right? So
yeah. And
I thought that.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I thought it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The humor also on point. Very much a rare staple.
Well, that was the people playing the game. We won't hear. There's no actual. There's no voiceovers.
No. I thought that was narration.
No, there's no narration. That was that was narration for the gameplay clip, not the actual game. It would be us talking to each other.
I assume. Well, I mean that'll just be voice chat and all that. But
but there's
I think there's gonna be has to be some voice acting.
Well, there'll be some voice acting when you get to the tutorial, but like when we're actually playing the game, that's not.
Well, all right, I don't know, but like once you get out in the world and whatnot, probably not. But yeah.
So I was super impressed for that game, and so let's get through some of these other games. Tacoma got a release date. Tacoma's coming out August 2nd.
All right. No, I didn't know anything about this game. You were like, finally, it's coming out.
Yeah, I've heard about Tacoma for a while. I was just like, I don't really care about Tacoma. It's not something that I care.
What kind of?
That's not, and look, and that's not to be confused with the Toyota Tacoma.
Tacoma, yeah, no.
Yeah. It's not
built Ford Toyota,
yeah. I mean, first of all, again, I don't know much about the game. I know I've heard a bunch about it.
Okay.
And I was just like, it doesn't seem like my type of game. Like, but I know I keep hearing about Tacoma, and I'm like, I don't really care. I mean, this was first shown in 2014 at the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So,
it's been kicking around for a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's just been kicking around for a little bit. So I'm like, I don't really care. And then it went quiet. We didn't hear anything about Tacoma.
Much like Cuphead, which was also finally given a launch day, September 29th. This year, Cuphead will be out.
You know what? I love what they did, and I love what they did with Cuphead, because everyone has been saying, I don't want to see any more gameplay footage of this damn thing. I want to see a release date. And all they did was they didn't get no new gameplay footage. They got the logo. They got like a little montage of, maybe like the opening, credits of the game and release date. And that was it. And I thought that was perfect.
That's all they needed.
So Tacoma, just to bring it back around, Tacoma's coming out for Xbox One and PC August 2nd. If you're sort of into that Dishonored in space type of game, or Prey, because that's what I call Prey.
Dishonored in space, yeah.
You can pick that up. But they had something that I'm sure not a lot of people picked up on. Not a lot of people were excited, but I was excited when I saw this. I was all for it, because at first I thought it was Conquered Bad Fur Day, remastered or rebooted.
Like, that squirrel looks kind of familiar.
Yeah, but it wasn't a squirrel. It was like a fox.
Yeah.
It was a platformer where it's called Super Lucky Tail. And it's like a modern platformer, and they have a new mechanic which I haven't used in the game, where you actually dig underground. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was all about it. I'm a big platformer guy.
Yep.
So that looked pretty cool.
Same. And I really liked how because like the Xbox conference had the one big monitor in the middle. And then they had a ton of side monitors, which had like either like extra graphics or just kind of like 3D shapes or whatever moving around. And they actually used that for the trailer. So like the fox runs around the outside monitors and then ends up going across like the big middle monitor, and then like the thing kicks in. I was like, oh, that's super neat.
That's
super
awesome.
Neat. Yeah.
And I was all for it. That's coming out. They show a release date?
September 7th for Super Lucky's Tale. So this year, pretty soon.
It's probably an exclusive because I never heard of that before. Well, we'll see.
Cuphead also an exclusive too. To mention.
Cuphead is also exclusive. I don't know if that's digital only though. You can pre-order all these games at the Xbox store from Xbox One S. I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't know if Cuphead if it's getting a physical release. You know what? Let me check. Let me take a look at that right now because I don't think so. I haven't heard about Cuphead getting a physical release. I thought that was sort of like I thought that was just
digital only.
Yeah, I think that's digital only because I don't see it.
You may be right. I mean, it would be criminal if they didn't come out with a physical release.
Yeah, well, I think they're going to be arrested because I don't see it on Amazon.
Oh boy!
I think that's a digital release only. All right. So then they sort of cut to a montage of a bunch of indie games from Xbox ID Xbox, and it was just a montage of a bunch of games. Some of them look really good that I was into. I'm gonna have to play it back, get the names of all the games, and actually search those. Research those games individually so I can get a better feel for what those games are. So I can't really tell you much about that until we actually do it. Maybe next week we'll get into that.
Sure.
And then finally we got to see. Well, before that, they actually did show a clip of Ori and the Blind Forest Part 2. And was it called 2? It was called something else.
It's Ori and the Blind Forest.
No, it's called Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Yes, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, which is another exclusive for the system.
That is exclusive because I think Ori and the Blind Forest was exclusive to Xbox, if I'm not mistaken. So that was cool. I really liked Ori and the Blind Forest. I have it for Xbox One, and I got the port. Light game that's not exclusive to Xbox, I can tell you. They showed the first gameplay footage. Well, not first trailer, I should say. Sorry, of Life is Strange 2. I guess is that really 2? Maybe it's
Before the Storm is the
Before
subtitle.
the Storm.
Yep.
It's the prequel. I know you haven't played it, so I'm not going to really get into it. But you get to meet Rachel. Finally, you get to meet Rachel.
Okay.
Not really a spoiler because if you play the first episode, Rachel is mentioned in like the first, like, I don't know, 20 minutes. Rachel is missing.
Okay.
And she was the best friend of who you're playing. And throughout the game, as you reconnect with your best friend that you haven't seen in a long time, she's comparing you to Rachel and saying you would like Rachel. So Rachel's always being referenced throughout the game, but you don't know what happened to Rachel and you can't find Rachel. Finally, we get to meet Rachel. I've heard so much about her. Now I feel like I know her. So this would be the one of 3 episodes that's coming out in August. Correct? The first episode. It's episodic, just like the Telltale games.
Well, right at the end of August 31st, we get episode 1.
Yes, I would probably get this on the PS4 only because I beat the original Life is Strange. I have the collector's edition for the PS4. Don't know if there's any connection if I already, beat the game. So, with my save data. So we'll see. I don't know. So we got those out the way. We showed Crackdown 3, and Crackdown 3 has a release date. It is releasing the same day as Xbox One X, November 7th.
My God. Crackdown, a completely average game. I'm saying it. But my God, did Terry Crews get me amped? Launch title. Terry Crews got me amped. Terry Crews comes on the screen. Terry Crews is like The Rock to me. He's fantastic. He's awesome. I love him.
Well, I thought I was watching an Allspice commercial.
Yeah, I know. He's like, we got to fucking get these motherfuckers. Come on. Let's get in this game right now. I'm like, yes, Terry. Yes, Terry.
Xbox.
Yes, Terry. I'm sorry. I was like, Terry, I'm in. I'll grab my suit of armor. I'll grab my plasma gun. Let's fucking kick some ass. Oh, my God. I loved it. I'm so glad he was a part of it. He's a gamer.
That was
so
a surprise. That was a surprise that he was they needed a mascot for that game, right?
Oh, most definitely.
They needed a mascot for the game because there was no Master Chief.
Mm-mm.
They weren't lying. Master Chief was shown in sort of in a montage when they were showing all the HD up-reses in the beginning, but there was no mention of Halo, no Gears, none of the top. I mean, we knew we get a Forza game every year, so that's no surprise that we get a Forza game. It was a motorsports year.
Yeah.
But so this was, they needed like that main mascot, and they saved it towards the end, right? So I thought that was awesome because Crackdown 3 is coming out November 7th. It will be launching with the Xbox One X. That was cool. And then what they should have ended the show with, in my opinion, much to Dave's, displeasure, to me, the drop the mic moment was, we've listened and we know Xbox compatibility with OG Xbox games.
Oh my god!
Yes,
I was.
Yes.
I was so embarrassed.
Yes.
I was so embarrassed.
Yes.
No. Look.
Crimson Skies Remastered is coming.
Well, you never even played that game, all right?
I played Crimson Skies for the OG Xbox.
It was a perfectly fun game.
And somebody said, "I love you, Phil," and
everyone went nuts.
Been there too.
Everyone went nuts. They were like,
everyone went nuts.
I'm sorry, they were like Apple fanboys, and it was like, and one more thing, I was like, come on.
Don't hate because
what do you want to play Xbox on the original Xbox? What do you actually want to play?
I want to play Phantom Dust, which I could get now for free.
Yeah, so
I want to play Crimson Skies. I want to play Mech Assault 1 and 2. That was awesome. Those are awesome games. I want to play Shenmue 2. That's an awesome game.
Sure.
That's Shenmue 3, probably exclusive to PlayStation 4. We'll see tomorrow.
Right.
Listen, the OG Xbox had amazing games. It was amazing.
And half of the good ones, if not most of the good ones, have either been remastered, or they have a sequel out that's just as good, if not better. Like, you can play all the Halo games on Xbox One remastered already.
Listen, we got Voodoo Vince already remastered. That is sort of backwards compatible, right?
But we already have the remaster coming out. Why do you even like it? Just well,
it's a first party game, right? So if we already have
not. No. Voodoo Vince came out cross platform, I think.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Voodoo Vince.
Not on PlayStation 2?
Voodoo Vince is not on PlayStation 2.
Maybe not.
No. I think you're 100% wrong on that one. Hold on.
All right. Let's
hold on. Let's take a look. Let's
go to the internet. I could be wrong.
Nope. Voodoo Vince only on Xbox.
Wow. All right. Fair enough. But we already have the remaster coming, so.
Well, no, it's out already.
Oh, it's out already. So there you go.
The remaster's been out for like a month.
I just don't know what people are clamoring for. They're like, "Yay, I can play
the OG Xbox.
I can play cameo elements of power." Like,
yes,
great, thank you. Perfect Dark Zero, which is already on
Siberia 1 and 2. Was it Siberia?
Yeah, great.
And 3 came out last month.
Not for Xbox One.
Yeah, it did. Xbox One.
Xbox, the new Xbox, not the original Xbox.
I know. No, I'm saying Part 3 came out for. Yeah, but the
I don't know. Like
Siberia 1 and 2 came out for the OG Xbox.
It's certainly cool, but it's like,
really? That's not a system seller. That's sort of that's like a fan letter to Xbox fanboys.
It is 100%. Yeah, 100%.
So, and then we got some. All right, so let's move on. We got some extended gameplay of Shadow of War.
Oh my God, the new Middle Earth sequel to Shadow of Mordor.
And they expanded the Nemesis system. It's pretty cool. You can actually recruit orgs to be a part of your army.
Oh my God, it's fantastic. When he's like fighting the guy, and then he goes into that like shadow mode and puts his hand on him, and it turns into his helper. Oh.
Yes.
I hope that every like ogre and troll and whatever have a unique personality like that, because that guy was hilarious who was playing the ogre.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was so much about it. I'm like, this is fantastic.
So, I can't wait for the game. I like the game. I like the original game, even though I never really got a chance to beat it because I was sort of backlogging with a lot of other games. So, not much I can really say, but I'm excited for that game, especially that mechanic of recruiting orcs and building an army. I think that would probably more because I was really playing Dragon Age Inquisition when that came out. It was sort of like you were either playing Dragon Age or Shadow of Mordor, and I played a little bit of it, but that was really into Dragon Age. Like that was my game that year of 2014. So, and IGN actually, it was that was the game of the year. Like it was either one or the other, right? Dragon Age went to IGN, and then Shadow of Mordor went through GameSpot. But so all right, so I was super excited. Listen, I thought Xbox had a great conference. I thought it was a good conference.
They were fantastic.
And their drop the mic moment, what they ended the conference on, was what we teased, what we talked about earlier at the E3's conference, a new IP called Anthem. We got actual gameplay of Anthem, and not what I mean, sort of what I expected, but not what I expected. I don't know if that makes sense. It wasn't something I thought what the story was going to be, but it was better than what I expected. Okay, there we go. Better than what I expected. That's what I want to say.
It exceeded expectations.
There we go. So to me, this was like Titanfall meets Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah. I mean, it felt a little like Destiny to me when you were like picking up the weapons, and it was like an upgraded weapon, and like, oh, it's got better, whatever stats to it and whatnot.
You jump into the sort of the suit of armor, so it's like not a Titan where you're jumping into like mech assault where you're jumping.
It's like the Master Chief armor or Iron Man armor. Yeah,
it's like Iron Man.
Yeah,
right?
they're like exosuits. Apparently
you can fly. Yes, apparently you can fly.
Suits are customizable, which is kind of cool. They showed off a couple different ones, and you can kind of outfit them in different ways. One guy had like the mortar, and he was kind of like lobbing the stuff over. One girl, the girl had very much like the Iron Man weapon, all the little like mini missiles, and you could like target a bunch of guys. So I'm looking forward.
I don't know. We don't know if this is exclusive to Xbox. I don't know. Did it say it was exclusive to Xbox? I can't. It's an EA game. I can't imagine that this was something that's. Yeah. I think they just have marketing. I think this is sort of like they just have a marketing deal.
Right. They were able to premiere it here, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's probably going to be cross-platform, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely. I would think this is a game that's like cross-platform, just promoted through Xbox, which is fine. Everyone does it. That's no big deal. I like the game. It looked pretty cool, I would say.
Yeah. I think it's going to do well.
You could fly. That's that's the thing where I was like really digging. It really, I'm sure there's emphasis on multiplayer because you can have like a team of 4 people in your suit of armors, and you can go out there and do missions.
Sure. Very again, it comes back to Destiny, squad based. But I think you can still do it like solo. I guess they probably have a way that you can just play on your own, which is kind of cool.
All right. So a couple of games that we know that are already out that you get upgrades from just if you bought an Xbox One X. Again, I just like saying Scorpio. Now it's the X. Resident Evil 7, Final Fantasy 15, Ghost Recon, Wildlands, and Rocket League would definitely get visual upgrades for free, right?
I bet there's going to be more too. Like I think this is just kind of like
definitely.
Here's what we have. Here's what we know now. There may be more coming.
Oh, definitely, 1,000%. So again, just a notable mention. We did not hear anything again about Halo, Gears. I honestly think Halo will probably be the big game for next year.
Oh yes. Halo 6 next year. I think it's
Halo 6 next year.
I think it's a given.
I think Gears is a game we'll probably get a teaser for next year. I think that's those games are sort of going to be dormant for another year. Yeah, they came out last year. I think that because the Xbox didn't, you know what? Everyone acts like the Xbox is dying, right? Just they are doing so well. They just compared to Sony, it just seems like they're not doing well.
Well,
right?
like
Because
sales numbers, because Microsoft
sales
isn't
numbers,
dropping their sales numbers. So
they're
everyone's
making
like,
they're
doing
making
bad. They're doing
no,
bad.
but they're making a profit they're making a profit, right? They're not taking losses.
Mm-hmm.
They are selling better this time with the Xbox One than they were at this time with the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
So they're doing well. They're not doing bad. It's just compared to the PS4, they're just not on the PS4 level.
Mm-hmm.
So I this is, again, I don't think this is like the resurgence of the Xbox. I think they will stay the course. I mean, what would you rate?
I think they're gonna.
What would you rate this conference for Xbox?
I'm gonna rate this conference an X for the Xbox One X.
Oh my god!
X is gonna give it to you.
I knew you were gonna.
X is gonna dominate this holiday season.
What?
There you go. It's gonna kill. What? Everyone's gonna be clamoring for it. I'm telling you, it's gonna be sold out.
It will dominate November, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna do well, man.
I think
it's gonna do real well.
I think the Switch has some things to say about that.
We'll see. So, what would you give this conference?
I give it a rated P for pretty good.
What? Way to downplay it.
It was pretty good. It was
pretty good.
It wasn't anything
Let's see how the PlayStation and Nintendo conferences stack up.
It wasn't anything.
Are they going to have 22 exclusives? I don't think so.
Are they
going to have a 6 teraflop console? I don't think so.
It wasn't anything.
Are they going to have a brand new car unveiled at their conference? I don't think so.
Oh god, I hope not.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
Are they going to have Phil Spencer? I don't think so.
I hope not. Well, that would be funny if Phil Spencer just walks out on stage and says,
"Yeah, right. Hey guys.
Hey, Nintendo. I know this is not a press conference. I know this is a video, but yeah, hey, you guys doing?
Crossplay compatibility. Just wanted to say Minecraft.
Rocket League.
Crossplay. Yeah, right.
Battletoad shirt. It was on the NES. So I will say this. I forgot to say this when we talked about the EA conference. Mm-hmm. They did not mention anything about Skate 4.
Right.
Pro Skate 4. Right. Everyone was clamoring. I mean, that's not my thing, the skating games, but everyone was clamoring. Everyone loved Pro Skate 3.
Yeah, they were a solid. They were definitely different than the Tony Hawk games. They were a lot more realistic with like the low camera angle and the realistic physics, and yeah, I'm kind of a little upset too. I don't think they put any skate games on the next generation. They were all on 360.
Yeah, I don't think there were any skate games. So, all right. So that was our thoughts about reactions about EA's press conference and Xbox's press conference. Stay tuned. We will do an actual reaction show for Bethesda, Ubisoft, and more importantly, Sony PlayStation tomorrow.
Yeah, and just kind of one more thing before we go. It is a sad day or sad weekend. R.I.P. Adam West, the OG Batman.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
The original Batman. I loved, just real quick, like I used to watch him as a kid when they were on reruns, and I used to hate watching reruns because it came late at night, and it was all the shows were to be continued, and I never saw them in like sync. So they were always random shows.
Is he gonna beat the Riddler? How am I gonna figure this out?
He was like, what our courageous, I can't even mimic it. It's like, what would our courageous Crusaders do next week?
Yeah, tune in, same bad time, same bad channel.
And I would have watched the next show. A rerun, and it'll be like, well, we're facing the Penguin. And I'm like, what happened? What happened to the Riddler?
Yeah,
wait,
where's
what?
the Riddler?
So I never saw him win a battle.
Oh man.
To me, Batman was always up in the air when I was growing up. I was just like, can he win a battle?
Classic.
So he was awesome. He was always a good sport. He came to all the Comic-Cons. He was always like reliving his days as Batman. He will be missed. I love his quirky, sort of like Sherlock Holmes phrases.
And I mean, I loved his turn as Mayor Adam West on The Family Guy.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
that's right. I
incredible.
forgot
It
about
was
that.
incredible. So he will be missed.
So rest in peace,
Uh,
Mr. West.
So we want to thank you guys for being fans and supporting us. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Google Plus at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at ratedgforgamers@gmail.com. Please like, listen, subscribe, and
As always, keep gaming.